Oh, that video is so much better. Video quality, brightness. Look at all that. I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. Trying this with the new camera, so hopefully it looks better. I'm very bright. Hopefully that's okay. Maybe I want to turn down a little bit more of the. Let's go a little bit more mood lighting. Hang on. Maybe there we go. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's get a little bit more intimate there on the camera. I like it. I like it. Hello, folks. Bob, thanks for being here, sir. It's great to have you. There we go. Got my Santa shirt on. Santa off duty. I'm not technically Santa-ing tonight. So, welcome back to Good Things for Good People. How's my my audio quality, guys? I've never used this mic before or this camera before. This is my very first time doing this. How's my audio levels? Give me some feedback here. If I need to mess with something, I'll mess with something. Audio good? Awesome. Red Eye Patriot, good to have you. Shane, thanks for being here. Kevin, thank you very much, sir. Good to have you, folks. Good to have you. We are live. Mr. Corey, good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. Hopefully you had a busy day selling cars. Charles, thank you, sir. Audio's good. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I am sticking with the non-sugary beverage for the evening. I don't know if you guys saw my short or not, but Santa's trying to behave himself a little bit on the sugary beverages. I'm on ice water tonight out of my steel mug because I've been behaving myself rather poorly with the Thanksgiving holiday, and we've been doing a lot of ice cream, and I do like 6 or 7 glasses of sweet tea a day. So trying to behave myself. So I am on the water tonight. I don't know what y'all are on, but it's water for Santa tonight. And on that on that subject, I did put up a short earlier today from. We're gonna lean back a little bit so I can get a little more comfortable. Put up a short earlier today from City Barbecue that's doing really, really well. So I don't want to dive into the analytics at this point in time, but it just randomly over the last like hour went from 30 or 40 views to like 16 or 1700 views, which is huge. So that'll be really good. And apparently we've got at least 3 new subscribers that have already joined just off that one short, which is great. So if we look at, I can actually pull up my analytics here real quick, and we'll see exactly where we are as of right now. So we're at 483 subscribers. So it's been a really good day. And this video, this short I put up earlier is at 1700 views at the moment. So very, very awesome. Thank you very much, Red Eye Patriot, for sharing it. I appreciate that. I don't know whether or not some of the folks on Facebook are going to see this or not, but hopefully we get some more of those folks in here. We'll see. I really do appreciate you guys being involved in this and being so bought into the process. So such believers in this. I know we can make some really great stuff happen with this. I know it's going to be a big thing. It's going to be really successful. I know it is. It's just a matter of we got to all make it happen. And so far, for the fact that we have so many people that are already interested in this, most channels don't have anywhere near this kind of traction or this kind of interaction. Like you guys have been amazing. I busted. Great to have you guys here. Thank you. I'm so sorry I missed your giveaway thing the other night. I was crazy busy and I didn't get a chance to jump in. I do apologize about that, but you guys are fantastic. And I am so unbelievably thankful for all of you for helping launch this channel and really being here as the ground floor to get this thing started. Anybody who's been a YouTube creator or a content creator really on any other platform, they know that this is super frustrating. It's super difficult to start something from scratch. Even if you've got a great camera and you've got a great idea and you're super personable and whatever the case, it's not easy. It takes so much more than that. And it's so frustrating at times to try to get something like this to get off the ground floor and get rolling. So You guys are all hugely influential on that. I really appreciate it. At the moment, we are already, I believe, at just shy of 900 watch hours. We're at 925, so excuse me. Or 925 watch hours. So depending on how this live goes tonight and viewership tomorrow, we could be close to 1,000, which puts us a quarter of our way to our watch goal for monetization, which is great. And we're basically halfway there as far as subscribers go. So, we're yesterday was the 40th video, 40th episode. Um, so if we could do it in less than 80 days, I think that's awesome. If you can get a channel from nothing to monetized in 90 days, I think that's incredible. Um, and really, when the monetization thing kicks in, it's going to change everything. It's really going to change. It's going to change everything. We're gonna when we start seeing money rolling in, it's going to open up a lot of doors. And I think YouTube also is going to start getting more bought in on this process, and we're going to have more clout. One thing I am kind of getting is feedback from some of these charities and people that I'm reaching out to is because this is a new venture and because it's something that they don't know me, if I don't have a previous experience with them or a previous connection to them, and the channel is so new that they're kind of not sure about how this is going to go or whether or not they want to be connected to or associated with this. And I get that. I do. I don't want them to think that I'm trading on their good name or to be able to, grow this process that may or may not end up being, something positive for them. Now, I know it's going to be positive and it's going to be positive because we're good people and we have good intentions for this. Not saying we won't make a misstep here or there. I'm sure we will, but you're coming into this with I don't have any experience in the philanthropic background. I've never done any of that kind of stuff. I'm a capitalist. I've made money my whole life, and it's all been about business. I am just now getting into the point where this whole philanthropy thing and doing things for people is becoming more attractive to me. So it's a new space for me. I don't have a lot of background I can show people that says, "Hey, this is what I am and where I come from." So, absolutely, Red Eye. As we build it, they will come. That's the idea. So I truly think we're going to get there. I do. I'm trying not at all to get frustrated with the fact that I've reached out to a number of different organizations and charities around the area to try to kind of get them involved here and help, show off what they do on this channel as it grows. I think we're going to see more of that building as we have built this. Once we've got legs to stand on and we've been around for a little while and we can show results, I think similar to sponsorship, if you've ever been in the YouTube sponsorship world and you reach out to a company about, hey, could you sponsor me a widget or a whatever, a video game or a movie or a tool or a car part, whatever. If you don't have something to show for the fact that you're bringing something to the table, hey, this is what I'm bringing to the table. I have X amount of subscribers. I have X amount of activity. This is, those are the kinds of things that businesses are going to want to see. Same thing with philanthropic organizations. They want to see, okay, if we partner with you, what's going to happen? So I've got a couple of other things that I'm looking at. There's a veterans that actually kind of crosses between the veterans side of things as well as the automotive side of things. And I'm going to be having that conversation here very shortly, if I hopefully can. I'm going to be going through my conversation with him tomorrow and see what I can get set up for that. So that's going to be super exciting. I'm excited for that. And then we're going into the holiday season, so I'm going to start doing my Santa thing. Fortunately, if you're new here, thanks for being here. If you're not new here, the Hey Santa clips process that I just announced the other day is doing rather well. I've already got quite a few people that are already interested in the custom Santa stuff. So custom Santa greetings or custom Santa well wishes or custom Santa whatevers. I'm going to be doing all of that stuff. I want to try to keep them to about 30 seconds. But if you or anybody you are connected to or a grandchild or friend or coworker or loved one or whatever, even if you want to send a random message to somebody or customers or whatever, shoot me a message at heysantaclips@gmail.com, and I will respond back, and we can go back and forth and set something up, and I will record you a custom Santa video. For those folks who have never seen me in full Santa garb, it's pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. I picked up my my Santa paint right here. If you've never, it's very expensive hair color paint. It's Ben Nye, but I've used this for a number of years, and it's absolutely fantastic. It takes all my hair white, so this will be white, this will be white, this will be white, this will be white. I've got really long hair now this year, so I've been growing out the Santa look, the Viking look, and I think it's going to play real well. So this can be, predominantly for kids or kids at heart, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm not going to be judgmental either way. But I think it's going to be a great way for people to connect to the channel, and I want to put it out there as my own to get people engaged with this channel. Now, I don't know, and I'd like to ask those of you who are in the channel, if you looked into this whole Santa thing, when I'm making these clips, would it be smarter to put them in like YouTube Shorts for people to be able to see, or cut them together into a large Santa YouTube video? Or would it be better to send them specifically to each individual person? What way do you think makes the most sense? And I'm truly asking this question. Patriot, that's fantastic. The Santa Clips thing will be awesome. I've told my grandkids Santa will be talking with them soon. They straightened right up. So part of what inspired this whole Santa thing is when God, it's probably 3 years ago at this point in time. Katrina and I were out at dinner, dressed up as Mr. and Mrs. Claus. If you don't know this, I have a very attractive redheaded girlfriend. I bat way out of my league. And we were out at dinner at, I believe, Outback Steakhouse, like the day or two before Christmas. And there was a lady that asked if she could take a picture for her grandkids. And Katrina said to this lady, well, why don't you FaceTime him and he can talk to him? And the lady just was like, what? You would do that? And she FaceTimed her husband, and they had their grandkids over. And she yelled at this guy to go, wake up the grandkids. Go wake up the grandkids. He's like, they're in bed. Go wake them up. And he went in the bedroom and woke up their grandkids, and they got to talk to Santa over FaceTime. And it was just absolutely magical. Like, this is in a restaurant, so it's, open for everybody to see this. And it was an absolutely magical moment. I loved it. It was so fantastic. They loved it. The waitress ended up doing something with it also. She loved it. It was just such a great thing. And that's kind of like early on in my whole Santa-ing thing. Those of you who know me for a long period of time probably would never have imagined me being Santa Claus. I've had a very interesting past, as you can see behind me, and not always on the good list. But the whole being Santa thing is extremely fun. It's wonderful to do because you have such an opportunity to really just make somebody's day. Even if it's me walking down High Street in downtown Columbus dressed up as Santa Claus and waving at people as they're driving by, the look on an adult's face when they see an actual Santa with a real beard walking down the road and waving at them is hilarious. People smile and laugh, and you can't be in a bad mood when Santa is waving to you or Santa is talking to you or whatever. The whole thing is it's just an easy way to capture magic and positivity. And that's why I really want to do it. That's why I want to incorporate the Santa thing into this Good Things for Good People thing, because it's an easy win. Grab those low-hanging fruit. And this is a super easy win because everybody loves positivity when it comes to Santa. You can't be, well, I guess there are a couple of kids that do get screamy and annoying around Santa Claus come at some points. But it's just such an easy win. I want to do it. I've got plenty of paint to be able to do it. I've got some different businesses that I'm going to be doing stuff through, some events that I'm going to be doing stuff. But I think the Santa Clips thing is a great way to just kind of reach out to the internet community and say, hey, Merry Christmas. What do you want to see? So yeah, the Children's Hospital Patriot, I'm working on that. That's there's a Nationwide Children's is real close to me here, and I'm working on that. I've got to get some FaceTime with the people that are in charge with making that decision. That's a big win for me. If I could make that happen, that would honestly probably make my year and make this whole thing worth it if I can walk into there. Now, I have in the past, I don't know how long you've been on the Lucor page, but I have in the past dropped off bags of toys at Nationwide Children's, but it was during the COVID times, and nobody was really allowed to do anything in the hospitals, and they were trying to protect kids. So I couldn't do anything other than just walk in and give I left the toys with a guard that was completely brain fried about the fact that Santa rolled into the hospital with a bag full of toys. So, I would love to be able to do that. The Children's Hospital thing, 100%. That's absolutely number one on my radar. Same thing with getting into retirement homes. Same thing. I want to try to make sure that I can do a couple of those, because I think that's an excellent opportunity to get in and be with some people that could really use some positivity and some good cheer. Unfortunately, I have a lot of that in my own personal history, as far as both my grandmothers ended up in retirement homes, and they're not the greatest place to be. And a lot of times, folks don't have friends or family that come visit them, or they may not even have friends and family in the area anymore. So a visit from Santa Claus might be kind of amazing, and I'm going to have to be a little careful with how that whole process goes. Brian, if you can, dude, you know how to get in touch with me. Absolutely make that happen. I want to find at least 2 or 3 that I can come in. And even if it's just to, sit around and let them take pictures, or to walk around and shake hands and, tell stories and that kind of stuff, really, whatever. I'm open. I don't have any kind of limitations with any of that kind of stuff. I just need to find some places that are comfortable with letting me in. And I don't even have to film, to be honest with you. I don't even have to film any of the interactions. I don't have to. If I can, that would be great, because I can show some of you guys some of it. But I don't even have to. It doesn't even have to be something where I would put it on the channel. Just something similar or simple enough that show me coming into the place dressed up as Santa and doing my Santa thing, and I'll do an outro and an intro, and that's it. I could leave all the other personal stuff open. So if you could do that, that would be fantastic. Think all are possible depending on your free time, but shorts and videos will build more hours. Personal messages will probably be more of a friend circle business. So that's kind of where I was thinking with it. With the shorts thing, especially because they have such great reach outside of the subscriber base. I think me publishing shorts videos of me giving custom greetings and custom well wishes and Merry Christmas type stuff, I think would be fantastic as far as growing the channel goes, I would think. Now, the other thing would be, like, I don't want to put any like personal information out there. So I would have to be careful how I would word things on the shorts, but those are super easy to shoot, and super easy to upload. I would just have to, but I don't know how many I'm going to have. It might be 10, it might be 200, it might be 10,000. I have no idea. So, yeah, I absolutely keep things on a first name basis, but I have no idea. It is my time, and I'm willing to give that up. I'm 100% comfortable with shouldering the workload for this. I just want to do whatever I possibly can to make this thing grow. But I know a lot of people also would prefer to have it as a personal thing. And I could do maybe like a Dropbox link for people, because everybody's emailing me their requests. I could just edit videos and just dump them all into a Dropbox and send somebody a link for it so they could download it. Or really, I could do both. I could put them up as a YouTube short, as I could also, send the video to you guys as another thing. So the other option I could do is I could do, I could do a live as Santa if we wanted to do that. That could be another option. I'm open to all, I'm open to all questions and thoughts here. Um, you guys are as much part of this as I am. I wouldn't be growing anything or doing anything if it wasn't for all of you guys supporting this process. So, any ideas you have to make this thing happen, and I could probably talk Katrina into doing a live with me also. So that way you could have Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and we could do I don't know, we'll do a story time. Ooh, can you do story times? Because you get in trouble with reading things. I don't know how that works. Colleen, nice to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Dogs can be. I don't. Sweetie's in bed. Sweetie's not a fan of when Daddy's on TV. She just goes to bed. Um, but like I want this to be a thing. I really think it could be fantastic, and I've got the look anyway. I'm gonna be Santa for Christmas anyway. Why don't we use it for growing the channel? You know what I mean? Corey, never imagined me being Santa. So for those of you who are not in the original Lucor Live, Corey and I have been friends since time immemorial. 20 years, I guess. Um, yeah, 20 years. It would have been 20 years in July. Um, so he has seen me through a lot of my ups and downs and questionable decisions and um, all of the things that I've done over my life. He knows a lot of my bad, my naughty list qualifications. Do a live as Santa. When would you? When would you? When would you do that? Busted Radio. Would you do it like something here shortly, or would you wait kind of closer to Christmas? When would you want to see that? I'm still getting used to this whole live thing. Also, I love the fact that it's a thing. I love that we can do this. Um, I'm just kind of trying to figure out, the best ways to do this. I think I could also do a green screen thing too, so we can maybe like green screen some crackling fireplace or something. We have another kind of super epic chair too, so we could do two super epic chairs and maybe something in between us. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm here looking for opinions. I'm here looking for ideas. The whole idea is, get people on this channel, get people paying attention to it, um, drive the watch hours, and as far as doing a live Santa thing, um, I think that could be super cool. Yeah, Santa's. I'll have to look into the story time thing. I don't know. Can I read? Can I read Christmas type stuff on YouTube because it's copyrighted? I don't know the answer to that. I'll have to do some homework on that. Because if so, that could be amazing. Public domain, yeah. I mean, but what kind of like Christmas stories are in? Well, we've got the power of the internet. Public domain Christmas stories. List of copyright-free Christmas. Oh my! The Elves and the Shoemaker. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. A Christmas Carol by Dickens. Okay, those are all copyright-free Christmas stories. Well, now that could be something interesting. The live Santa tracker on YouTube. Tell me more. I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't have kids, by the way. For those of you who don't know me, I don't have children of my own, so there's probably a lot of the things that are involved in the Christmas and Santa world that I'm not privy to. Um, yeah, I'm into that. Now, would you do those as a live? The reading a Christmas story as live, or would you do that as a recorded video, like as a normal, like long form video on the channel? I'll have to look into the live Santa tracker. That would be neat. There's got to be other people who do Santa content. Yeah, Patriot, I'm aware. I remember hearing about that. Um, I won't be singing. I promise you that won't be a thing. But I'm fine with sitting back and cracking open an ice cold milk and reading a story. What would be the smarter way to do it? Would it be doing it in a live or doing it? Um, so do like a story hour with Santa, and I just sit back and read the story, and we could all be here, and I'm okay with that. I mean, we've got. I mean, this we do daily videos on this channel, so the the option to do, their options are all out there. If we want to do daily, I don't really want to do Santa on a daily thing because it's kind of exhausting painting all of this hair and beard, and then washing it back out, and it's not super great on the hair and the beard, so it'll only be probably on the weekends type thing. And I've got what? How many we got? Like 4 weekends. One, two. I'm going to be gone that weekend because I've got PRI that weekend. So we've got this weekend. One, two. We got 3 weekends left between now and Christmas. So I have StreamYards, Patriot, and I appreciate you bringing that up. So the other day, when we did the Gobble Gobble Give Detroit video, I used StreamYard that way, and I could bring him on so that we could split screen and have that conversation. And I love that feature. I really, truly love that feature. Now, where that gets tricky is if people have their kids. I don't know how having kids on camera affects what you can do and monetization on YouTube. I don't know the answer to that because I think that could get a little tricky. But as far as like having adults on camera, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Um, but it would be epically fun and cool if we could have a kid or kids responding back to Santa Claus on live camera. That would be fantastic. Let's see here. For hours and keeping it real, I would encourage it at least on live closer to Christmas. Might read a story live, and while you are done up, go ahead and record a couple extra stories for later in the month. Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, it's been a while since I read a Christmas story to somebody, but I mean, what's Christmas stories aren't super long. They're designed to be read to a kid, so attention spans. Although a modern adult's attention span is probably about what a child used to be. Okay, so do some Santa story time stuff. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, the leaving the camera thing off. That's true. Yeah. So Brian, the for those of you who aren't seeing the chat here, Brian said might read a story live, and then while you're done up, go ahead and record a couple of extra stories for later on in the month. Those might get some traction outside of the channel also, which is exactly why I'm trying to do this whole Santa thing as much as I'm really trying to do it, is because it's uh it's all about growing the base, right? We want to get as many people interested in and connected to this channel as possible. Now, some of those people are going to fade in and fade out, and some of them will stick around and some of them won't. But the more people we can get here, we can get connected to the channel, the better chance we have of growing the channel. So even if it's using the Santa thing to be able to get people connected to this thing, they may then realize, oh, well, this is actually kind of a great idea anyway, even outside of the Christmas season. Now they also may decide that after the Christmas thing is over, that they're done and maybe they'll come back next year for Christmas, which, that happens. But that's really the idea is I've got to start trying to get outside of the core group. And I'm seeing traction on shorts. I'm using shorts quite a bit to be able to grow the channel, which is awesome. The problem is a lot of the shorts folks do not necessarily transfer into long form folks, as a lot of channels are finding a lot of the shorts viewers are purely just shorts viewers. It's like your Instagram reel people and your TikTok people. They want the 1 minute interaction, they want the 1 minute entertainment, and then move on and then move on and then move on. And they'll subscribe, but they only want to see the short content stuff. They don't want to see the long form stuff. And I totally get that. If you happen to be somebody who is here from the shorts world, I would appreciate it if you would say hi and drop a comment in the comment section if you did come over from the shorts. I really want to know where all the folks that are on this page that are connected to this project are coming from. I can get the analytics on my side of things, but as far as the specifics of where, like who it is, I can see when somebody does, but I can't see necessarily who it is and where they came from. So if you wouldn't mind, in the comments section, let me know what it is that brought you here, whether it was a share on here, whether it was a share from one of the other content creators that's interested in this project. If it was the Facebook page, which same shameless plug, if you are a Facebooker, the Good Things for Good People Facebook page is up and running, and it is a great way to help spread the message of this to other fellow Facebookers. So if you go and you join that page, you can then invite your friends, and whether or not you invite 1 or 2 or 200 or 2,000, whatever, it's an issue of getting the message in front of as many people as possible. So if you aren't on the Facebook page and you are an active Facebooker, please go look at the Good Things for Good People Facebook page. It's not a group. Also, be careful because there are multiple different groups and apparently even a band called Good Things for Good People. So make sure you select the correct one. It's the one that has the GT4GP logo on it. Let's see here. Yeah, modern adults. Colleen, I'm sure you understand what I mean. Modern adults have the attention span of what used to be like 4-year-olds. Trying to get people to sit around a lot of days for more than a 2-minute conversation is tough, where they're immediately on their phone. It's just reality. Stalking me on YouTube for hey man, that's fine. Stalk all you want. I'm an open book. Anything you want to know, you let me know. Yeah, Brian. To be honest, that's really the biggest hurdle is the watch hours. The growing the channel thing, I think is kind of. I'm not real worried about it. I think we're going to get there. And I think we'll get there faster than we'll get the watch hours. And things like these lives are, and I've mentioned this in other videos, are hugely useful for a small channel to be able to grow for watch time, because we're 34 minutes into this, and the fact that there's enough people that have been around for 34 minutes, it's going to add quite a lot of watch time just on the day. And then when that video goes back from being live to being a video that you can go back and view, that can kind of double dip the viewership and double dip the hours watched. So it's a huge feature to be able to add watch time to a channel. Now, I don't know as far as the searchability and the expandability thing goes. I don't know that lives are going to bring anybody in. I don't think I've ever seen anything where somebody who's not a subscriber ends up in a channel. It's possibly a thing, especially if I do a Santa thing, do a Santa live, um, and do a thumbnail of it, and maybe it could be something where I could see huge. But Red Eye, I appreciate you being here, sir. I totally understand. Take care of your moms. Absolutely, that's what it's all about. Colleen, I'm glad you're here from Busted Radio. I've recently met those guys and got connected to those folks. I gotta say, the whole to get off on a little bit of a tangent here, the automotive side of things, which is where most people know me from. Um, of all the things that I have done and people I've gotten connected to through all sorts of different things, the No Name Nationals folks are by far the best, most caring, most I'll help you without any kind of expected return of anybody I've been around. Even Power Tour, to be honest with you, I've connected with a ton of people through Power Tour, but the people that I've met through No Name Nationals and the YouTube channels that are involved in that come out to that kind of thing, they are fantastic people, and that's where I connected with Busted Radio was. I'm so glad I did. It was such a great event that I'm so glad I've come back over the last 2 years. It's a fantastic event, but I think a lot of it too is, when you go on large trips, when you do like a large thing and there's a lot of really large YouTubers, you'd be surprised how many large YouTubers don't watch YouTube or they don't watch each other's content at all because you're absorbed in your world of content creation and you kind of have to put blinders on to just keep focused on what it is you're doing. Um, it's funny how many people I know that are larger content creators that I'm even reasonably well connected with that have absolutely no idea what's going on in my YouTube life. They have no clue whatsoever. So, the thing with the No Name Nationals folks is a lot of them they're small people that are still in that hustle. They're in that growth phase. They're all about helping each other and networking together and that kind of thing. And that's really what is great about it's kind of like small businesses, to be honest. The small business mom and pop shop, that's kind of like your small YouTuber. The hardware store that knows who you are, that knows what you're looking for, and those kinds of things, that's your small YouTuber. Then like your Lowe's and Home Depot are your large YouTube channels, that may or may not know who you are unless you happen to spend a ton of time or a ton of money there. They probably don't care. They appreciate your business, but it's not the same kind of personal connection that you have with smaller YouTubers. So I think I'm still in the whole smaller YouTuber world. I hope I am. I hope I at least try to be easily connectable. I like trying to be approachable. So, oh, let's see here. Bobby, good to see you, sir. How am I feeling today? Oh, I'm always amazing. I'm unfortunately not drinking sweet tea today. I'm on water, nor am I drinking any of that stuff. I've had a little bit of extra adult beverages over the last couple of weeks, especially with the Ohio State game going as it did. That was a little bit of a rough Saturday, but it's and I'll go into this conversation at some point in time if people are interested in knowing some of my own personal uh, background with this kind of stuff. But I don't drink at home. I'm not a come home and have a beer or a bourbon kind of guy. I'm not a drink at home kind of guy. I'm my alcohol is for my social interactions when I'm having people over or I'm going over to somebody's house or I'm going out with people or whatever the case may be. But like the whole having a drink sitting home by myself thing is just never really, well, it never really been my thing, even when I was at the bottom of a bottle for a couple of years. So I'm on water this evening is the short answer for that. I do want to get into a tiny little bit of the analytics side of things and discuss the YouTube growth side of things. Um, I have been for the last 5 days, I think, at this point in time, staying off of sharing the videos directly on the Lucor page. Um, and I've also been not tagging the videos, so they're not really at all search engine optimized. I'm not. I'm literally completely the opposite of that. I've not done any search engine optimization whatsoever for those videos. So I've done that on purpose because typically speaking, when you post videos that have absolutely no tags and have no search engine optimization, the people that it's going to show that video to are going to be subscribers. If the subscribers have a large uptake percentage of that, meaning the click through rate is really good and the amount of watch time on it's really good, if that is the case, then YouTube does tend to push that video out there and help it grow organically. Um, if it's not, then YouTube just lets it die. It is what it is. Um, but if you add search terms to it, you can you can be discoverable. You can then show up in YouTube search. And I've shown a number of times in the analytics when we have these conversations about the fact that we have basically nothing coming from YouTube recommended or YouTube search. Um, the reason being I'm not really leaning on that at this point in time, but I am going to change that, and I am going to start trying to load this thing up with a lot of searchable terms and a lot of searchable stuff to try to kind of branch out a little bit and hopefully bring in some more people into the fold that are going to believe in this project. Um, the problem being is if I'm using search terms, I need to use terms that people are actually searching, and I need to keep the content um, at least mostly focused on whatever those search terms are. Otherwise, YouTube sees me trying to game the system by using highly searched tags, if that makes sense. So, again, one of the reasons that I want to do this whole Santa side of things is there's not a lot of people who are searching for, and I've said this every single time I've made a video on here. There's not a lot of people that are searching for good things for good people. There's not a lot of people that are searching for random acts of kindness, charity, YouTube philanthropy, all of the buzzwords for trying to do positive things for people. There's not a lot of people that are searching for that on YouTube. But if I include Santa type stuff, there are going to be a lot of people who are looking for Santa type stuff. So it will bring people in. The problem is I have to deliver that content and keep it pretty focused on Santa stuff, um, which I'm fine with. My concern is going to be the long term viability of a lot of people that we bring in for that may not be very good. Um, I have very mixed success on the Lucor page about how tags work and how YouTube search has paid off over the years. I have had some videos just absolutely tank and go absolutely nowhere. I have had some situations where my content goes absolutely nowhere, even to subscribers. And then I've also had situations where I have one video right now that I never expected to do anything whatsoever. That's about fuel injection cleaners, and it's by far our biggest, most profitable video of the year. And it didn't do anything for months. Like I put it out in February and I don't think we made $10 on it all the way through March and April. And then something just happened and it took off. So that's the tricky thing with YouTube search is a lot of times it can be kind of more of a slow burn process where you put out content and it gets watched and it gets searched a little bit and it gets tested and it might grow, and then later on, it may pay off, or it just may peter out and not do anything. The risk you have is the fact that you maybe, if you tag it with a bunch of stuff, I guess the short version of this is if I tag this with a bunch of stuff, if I tag videos with a bunch of stuff, like philanthropy and charity and YouTube philanthropy and doing good things for good people and random acts of kindness and all the things that, all that kind of stuff, um, it might negatively impact the channel. And that's what I'm worried about. Right now, we're growing organically pretty dang well, to be honest with you. I mean, we're at whatever we're at. What did I say? We're at 400 and, what are we at right now? 483. Hey, by the way, we're at 1.8 thousand views on that short right now. It's still growing. Yay. Um, if I tag the heck out of it to try to improve the viewership base, it can backfire and really take away from the channel. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want to ruin this. I think, I want to do this the right way. I don't want to cheat. I want to grow this thing the right way, and I want to be proud of everything that we're doing. So I don't know. That's me rambling on. Oh, let's see here. I'm not sure what else I want to talk about with you guys tonight. I like the idea with the Santa story thing. I think that's a great idea. I think maybe this weekend. I think maybe this weekend I'll do some Santa stuff. I'll get all Santaed up, and I think I'll do some Santa stuff this weekend. Um, I'm gonna do some tagging. So today's Tuesday. I'll do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and tag the absolute everything I possibly can with this, to see if we can get that growth out of the YouTube search side of things, and see if that keys some extra growth, and maybe something goes good. Um, Maybe I'll do a video that way also before I get into Santa mode, um, and then I'll get all Santaed up, and I I know I have some Christmas books around here, or I guess I could even go shopping for Christmas books as Santa at a bookstore. That might be kind of fun. Hmm, that might be a good idea. I do want to be kind of careful too. I am laying out my own personal money, which I'm totally fine with, but I do want to be a little bit careful about the fact that I am spending my own money on a thing that is not actually making any income for me. So I do want to be a little bit cognizant of the fact that I do, need to be semi responsible when it comes to spending money. I'm wondering if my chat, are you guys all just really quiet, or is my chat not working? I said hello. Who sees me? You sent me an email 2 days ago. If you sent me an email to the Santa thing, I have not checked them yet. I've seen that there are emails that are in there, but I have not checked them yet. I will get onto that. Okay, I'm just making sure. I had an issue when we did the last live where my chat disconnected, so I couldn't see anything anybody was saying for like 20 minutes of the live. So I like the idea. I'm trying to reach out to a couple of other people that are local that have got charitable donations, um, that I want to get on camera because I think it'll be a great on camera thing. It'll also put some good focus on stuff. Um, I'm just having a dickens of a time getting that all set up between my schedule, between their schedules, um, work and health stuff. It's just it's complicated. I got to be honest. It's a lot more frustratingly difficult than I expected this to be. I really expected this to be a lot easier than it is, and that's not saying that it's going to make me not do it. I'm not giving up on this at all. I think this is a fantastic idea and it has incredible potential. I'm just a little bit surprised with how difficult it actually has been. So, Jason's Garage. Good evening, y'all. Good to have you, Jason. Thanks for being here. Busted. I appreciate the offer, sir. If it ever comes to that point, I'll let you know. But what do you think about me going shopping as Santa Claus? You think that's a good idea? Go Christmas shopping as Santa Claus and get a Christmas book or two to read. I could do that like Saturday morning, maybe. I could do that. Is Jason a another one of the busted garage reference guys? I have to keep a VIP list of how many people have brought other people into this. Bob, I don't know what you look like, sir, or if you've been around somebody who's been able to do um, just walking around shopping as Santa Claus is. Oh, okay, gotcha. Um, just walking around shopping as Santa Claus is uh, fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Well, it's fantastic and also completely impossible to get anything done in a timely manner apart about getting in and getting out. I went to God, where did I go? Like 2 years ago on, I think it was on Christmas Eve. I was dressed up as Santa and I went out to grab some last minute stuff that I wanted to get. And I went into a Target dressed as Santa with the whole thing. And I knew what I wanted. I should have been in there for 10 minutes. And I was in there for like an hour and a half because everybody else is in there doing Christmas stuff. The only people that are there are Christmas stuff. And it was just non-stop. People wanting to stop and take pictures and, this, that, and the other thing. And it was just, it's absolutely fantastic. Like it makes you smile to the point where like your face hurts, you're smiling, like your cheeks hurt because there's so many great people that, it's such an uplifting experience to just be able to, and I don't care how old you are. I mean, it can be old. I had so many people that are 40s, 50s, 60s that they want photos with Santa. It's not something that you lose, or at least hopefully, it's not something you lose when you get older. That people don't, they don't love Santa Claus, especially when you're a truly jolly fat guy that's easy to walk up to and talk to. See, there you go, another No Name Nationals guy. That's what it's all about, man. No Name Nationals guys. I'm telling you, what a great freaking thing that was. I'm going to be at that every single year as long as they'll have me. And hopefully the next year I'll actually have my car running correctly instead of destroying a fuel pump on the way home, which was terrible. So, John, I have a number of different things here. I'll show you this shirt, Santa off duty, and I've got a number of other Santa type shirts, and I've got a gangster Santa one. He's got some shades on. He's got tattoos on his hands, and I've got a lot of Santa gear, and I look like this. So I'm pretty Santa-y myself all the time. So I get it. It's fun, isn't it? Now, now here's the question: how do you handle the conversation about, are you the real Santa? Because I do get that a lot. You're not the real Santa. That can get tricky because you also got to deal with the fact that parents have different ways that they handle it with their kids. Is it a parent where Santa is a real person? Is it a thing where Santa is a spirit? Is it a thing where Santa is an organization of Santas? Um, there's a lot to that. You got to be careful. You don't want to ruin things for little kids. Busted, thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate you. Um, you're doing fantastic things for the channel, and I'm forever grateful for you, sir. Yes, I'm incognito. Yeah, I kind of tend to play that card a little, especially since my hair is not all white. Like I'm in my early 40s, and I have quite a collection of gray hair. But as you can see, like not that long ago, it's still pretty brown. But I'm going pretty salt and pepper now. So in the next couple of years, I may not even have to dye my hair. It may just be naturally that white Santa color. At which point in time, then am I always going to be Santa, or do I calm this beard down a bit and I don't do Santa at that point in time? So anyway, good. Then see, John, you've got some Santa DNA in you. Do you ever do Santa if you've got a long white beard? Do you ever do Santa as a thing? It's a fun experience. Actually, I never really expected to do Santa. That was never really my thing. I stumbled into the Santa thing completely on accident. Uh, I have always had a beard, pretty much, or at least a goatee, since I was a teenager. Um, but I have some friends of mine who own a bar that do an event called Paws and Claws. Actually, they own several bars and clubs, and they asked if I would come be Santa Claus for them. And I had never been Santa in my life. I had never ever thought about it. Um, and then I went and I had a fantastic time. And the Paws and Claws event is for people who want to bring their pets out to be able to get pictures with their like dogs and cats and birds and all that kind of stuff. Um, so it's actually really fun because it's people and pets, and it gets them a chance to be able to get their pictures with their pets and Santa Claus. And that was the very first time I ever was Santa. That was, I think, probably 4 years ago was when I did that for the first time. Um, Maybe 5 years ago. I don't know. Time when you're Santa Claus, time just is hard to keep track of. Scott, no, you're not too late, but we are almost done. I appreciate you being here. Very busy day. Hopefully, it was a good, very busy day, and not just a painful busy day. But yeah, that was my first Santa-ing experience, and I loved it. And it was a fantastic experience. And then I've done it ever since. It's such a good time. The nice thing is, Scott, if you're interested, you can go back once this is done. It should then upload that you can rewatch it as a normal video and see it. Actually, I have a question for you. Let me know on what are you watching this? Are you watching this on a mobile device on your phone or a tablet, on a TV, or on your phone or on your computer? Because I'm streaming this off my laptop, and it's different. It's different sometimes where you can see the chat. And I've seen other lives where the chat on the side here is not in the video. It's just the presenter on camera. And I really want to keep this. So I don't know, for those of you who watched the other one, did it show you that the chat bar when you rewatched the last live? Or did I not save it correctly? I don't know. I'm still learning. This is all new to me. Okay, so a lot of people are watching it on a TV, PC, on a desktop. Okay. That's interesting. So to get into the analytics side of things, to stick my toes in that one more time real quick before we end this, the breakdown of value of viewers is actually different based on how you're watching the content. Yeah, so I don't know how to do that. I know what you're talking about, Brian. I've watched other things. I don't know how to do that. No, that's not it. I know what you're talking about. I've seen that happen, and I think that's maybe through StreamYard, where they're putting it like on the bar down here. Somebody makes a comment and it just whoop. I think that's through StreamYard. Yeah, so there you go, Jason. We use StreamYard for that. So, Jason, do you have the free? Are you using a free version of StreamYard, or are you using a paid version of StreamYard? Hi, Kanita. Yes, I'm totally interested in doing your Santa Claus for you too. You use the free version? Okay, so that's what I used the other day when I was doing the conversation with the for Gobble Gobble Give Detroit. So maybe do you do that when you're doing individual lives when it's not with anybody else? Because it ends up putting that little logo up here in the corner, even if you do solo. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe next live I'll try that as an option. Like I said, I've this is a whole new process for me. I've never done this live stuff before, and I want to do I want to do everything I can do to make this thing grow. I am 100% bought in on this. Sweet dog, what's up? What's up? Come here. Come here, sweet dog. You want to get on camera and say hi to the people? Hi, people. This is Sweetie. This is my sweetie dog. Hi, baby dog. Hi, sweetie dog. And she is one of the bestest little pupper dogs in the whole wide world. Unless she tries to run away. I don't know if you saw that video the other day, but she tried to sneak out the back gate, while Daddy was watching you. Love the story time. Will children in different languages be able to translate? I believe the translation thing works based on closed captioning. I believe. So if they have closed captioning turned on, it should be able to, through Google translate whatever I'm saying into other languages. Now you also actually can see in your YouTube analytics where your viewership is coming from, and if it's different languages other than English. That's actually something you can see in your analytics. At the moment, I want to say, well, actually, I can pull this up. It's a nifty thing about doing this on the computer. If I go into my audience tab here, top geographies. We are 69.3% United States, 2.9% United Kingdom, 2.6 Canada, 1.2 South Africa, 1.2 Australia. So all English-speaking countries. Then less than 1% Germany, less than 1% India, and then everything else goes way, way, way down from there. But that's comparing everything. So those can be also shorts as well as long forms. Shorts are a lot more spread out. And I can see as far as the subtitling and languages go, 86% of people run it with no subtitling or closed caption. 13% run it with English subtitling. And I do not have anybody who runs French, German, or Spanish subtitling, 0.0%. So that's the cool thing about YouTube is it gives you all kinds of analytics. Most people don't go anywhere near that deep into there. Why is my YouTube channel working or not working? Among the pitfalls in our way, the best of us walk blindly. So man, be wary, watch and pray, and judge your brother kindly. I like that. Getting the chat to replay is tricky sometimes. You have to work on the settings, and sometimes it works and sometimes not. Okay, well, I'll work on that. Laptop and cell phone was eating barbecue chicken wings. Chicken wings is always a good idea. What kind of barbecue? Home done barbecue? Sweet barbecue? Hot barbecue? Mustard based barbecue? Don't know if you know this about me, but I'm kind of into barbecue. Yeah, Pamela, one of the neat things with this is most YouTubers are not willing to give you all of the behind the scenes for whatever reason. I am not like that on this channel. I want to be completely opposite of that on this channel. because I want to be totally transparent with all of you and all of you to understand and believe in this whole process from start to finish. I don't want, I mean, there's innumerable examples of people that have used other people's charity and other people's desires to do good things for their own personal betterment. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to go down that way. I don't want there to even be a question about whether or not what we're trying to do here is about me getting another car I don't need, or me going on a fancy vacation that I don't have time for, or if we're trying to truly affect people and change people's lives. I don't want that to even be a question. I want to be able to say, look, this is how we're doing. I want to say, look, this is where we're succeeding. This is where we're not succeeding. Because this is not just a me thing. This has really got to be a big group thing. And I will say the other thing that I truly love is when people have reached out to me and kind of told me about their own stories or situations that they have found themselves in since I have started this process, where they see some of this good stuff being given back towards them. That's incredibly cool. I love it. I love when people, oh, Scott. So I don't need the car, Scott. I would be able to give it a safe and happy and loving, respectable home, but I don't need it. It's friends like you. This is why I'm not allowed on Facebook marketplaces, because I have friends like you. Texas grilled and spicy, the best way. Okay, good answer. Good answer. Okay, folks, I want to wrap this up. I do appreciate you guys all being here. I really appreciate the watch time. You've been all absolutely fantastic. This would not be a thing without you. I'm so glad that there are so many people that truly believe in this, that are willing to put their time and effort onto this, that have helped grow the Facebook group or the Facebook page, that have helped grow the YouTube page here. You guys are all fantastic people. I'm super excited about what we've got going on here. We're just over 40 days into this process, and we're basically halfway there with subscribers. We're a quarter of the way there with watch time, and we're trending in the right direction. So I really appreciate everything, and I'm looking forward to what we can keep doing on this thing. I'm not sure when the next YouTube live will be, but from the ideas I've got tonight, I think maybe the next one's going to be a Santa live, which should be a pretty cool event. Maybe we can get that to really take off. So we'll see. Thank you all very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. You're all fantastic people, and get out there and do good things for good people. But don't forget to do good things for yourself too. Have a great night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.